Hello everyone, this is Ep13 and welcome to episode 13 of FTB Revelations with Ep13. Everybody keeps telling me, Dyer, it's FTB Revelation, not Revelations. You know what? It's too late to change it. I'm committed now. It's FTB Revelations. That's the name of my series. I've named it FTB Revelations because it's a revelation. Dun 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 dun. That's what's up. Today I want to do some machine automating. I want to get the foundations of some machine automation stuff going on so that we can really get to a full-blown state of automated base, right? And once we finish up today's episode, we should have some pretty strong foundations for all of what we need for applied energistics. Between downstairs having all the channels and everything we need. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And more things coming. Hey, I cleaned up my basement. Look at that. I did do the thing. Told you between episodes I would do this. Didn't I tell you I would do this? I didn't lie. I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar. I did what I said I would do. Let me just get like one smooth stone out of here. That should be fine. And then I want you to be, not that one, this one. Cool. Much better. That's the hole that I made last episode. Yeah. So clearly did some automation today, or some cleanup of the basement last episode, the sub basement. Today, I think what I want to focus on is getting some machines up and running. So I'm thinking my machines should represent like these two walls over here, and maybe even the third wall over here could eventually have some machines. Then we're going to want to work probably more on power, because while this is working out for us, we're probably going to want to figure out like a better power solution than just a straight up magmatic dynamo. Is immersive in this pack? I'm just planning. It is. And the cloche, the old cheaty cloche, totally a thing. Okay, we'll just need a little bit of engineering and some treated wood, but aside from that, we might be able to whip up a cloche. There might be some other ways to go about it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what we want to do. Long story short, I'm thinking about different routes to power gen. All right, so let's see. I'm thinking what I'll do is have like this one branch over to that room, this one branch over to that side of the room, and maybe this one branch over to that side of the room for automation. That should be fine, right? Like I don't even know how many interfaces I'll need, but like if this guy can support, what is it? It's not 16, right? Like what is it? Is it 32 channels off of a? Yeah, 32, right? So that should be more than enough to support this level, right? And then as we advance, we might wind up expanding the controller network, but I'm not worried about that. So let's get started with that, right? So what do we got going on here? Let's get ready. That's right, you are already doing that, aren't you? Yeah. So I think this is where we're going to want to branch off for that side of the room. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so that makes life easy. So all I got to really do is this. And once we get automation going, I might replace some of these dense cables. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. With P2P stuff, right? So let's just get the foundations laid. And we'll obviously be cleaning that up in a sec. Do you not have these guys in here? You should. I might have just used them all, that's all. Okay. So with that ready, we should be able to start a little bit of our automation plans. And don't forget there's Ender.io, Conduits. For stuff, right? Like, let's not forget that this is a thing. I kind of like how these cables look, especially the dense ones. I don't think these guys show the channels on them unless that's changed. So I really like, how the ME cabling looks there. So I'm not gonna use exclusively this, but I might use it every now and then to overlap stuff, right? So let's start with some of the applied energistics-y type stuff that we're gonna want to automate over here. So AE2 stuff's automations. We'll probably start here-ish. So what do we got? So that's probably going to be my last one. So let's move that. Right, so your logic. You were going to be my last one. I want to see where he lands in my inventory. Yeah. engineering, calculation. That's how I usually do it, right? This one should be silicon. I have kind of a pattern that I stick with, right? That's how I usually do it. Logic, so it's gold and diamond, followed by pure Certus, followed by silicon, followed by combiner, right? So that's generally the approach that I take. So if we've got that up and running, that's cool. Okay, just to get this thing cleared out a little bit. So what we'll want probably is like a chest, say here, and we're gonna want some item conduits. If I don't have them on me, you know what else I should do by the end of the episode is maybe wireless would be cool. That would be cool. Okay, so let's get this guy hooked up the right way. Not entirely what I meant to do, but that's all right. So if we did this and we ran this thing over to here, why you don't want to place blocks no more? Am I out of those? Oh yeah, I am. That's why. Let's put this on this mode. Let's see, what do I got here? Can I just make it cobblestone for now? That would make my life a little bit easier. I should really get flight going too. But now what I want is an interface on this dude, and then what we're gonna do is set it up so that all the craftings for all the stuff that's gonna be these machines is gonna go into that interface. Seem cool? Perfect. And then we will get item conduits going this way. So here's what's the deal with these, and this is why I love the AE2 stuff machines so well, because they're really pretty smart. Unless something's changed, the way these work is they only accept the item that they accept, right? So Inscriber Logic Press only accepts gold. Inscriber Engineering Press only accepts diamond. So we don't have to set up filters on these guys, right? All I got to do is toggle these to be all inputs on green. So that's pretty spiffy. You're going to be extract on green, always active. You guys are going to be inserts on green, right? But you're also going to be... can I do it like this? No, I have to do it with both checks like that. So you're going to be all insert plus extract on green, okay? And you should be always active all the way down the line. I'm pretty sure this is right. Okay, so what's going to happen is we put gold in here. The only place gold fits in this whole setup here, okay, is right here. And then when it extracts it, the only place it's going to be allowed to extract to is here. Cool? I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to go. But let's figure it out, shall we? So what we're going to do is get some silicone, some redstone, and gold, right? So silicone, doesn't matter which one, redstone, and gold. And to test this, we just pop it right in here. Right, and you can see this thing's running and this thing's running, and the redstone, the only place it can fit is the last slot. How great is that? And then boom, it's making the thing. How cool is that? Now your job will actually be to extract on brown, always active, and we're gonna have an insert on brown right here, right? So that thing should have gone straight into the AE system. Nice. Cool. So we've got 10 of them, so that's awesome, right? So let's program all these patterns now, right? Can I get more patterns, by the way? Like, could I request 10 and not have too much of a complaint about that? Thanks, system. That is most appreciated. Okay. So now if we want processors, right, all we have to do is switch this guy into processing mode. And instead of this and this, we're going to want silicon. And we have to figure out which silicon we're going to automate, right? So I could do the nuclear craft one, which is just, you know, sag milling sand, or we could get it from Material Stonework Factory, which I might work towards sooner than later. That requires pink slime, but that's not the end of the world to get. And generally, you only never need one pink slime. So usually I would, like, capture the pink slime and, like, all this other stuff, and I'm just like, do I feel like doing that? I mean, I never really need more than one pink slime for a Material Stonework Factory. If I need it later down the line, I could always go through the process again. Not a big deal, right? But a Material Stonework Factory would totally get us, like, pretty much a Cobbleworks of, you know, of things. We might need a couple slimes if we want more than one Material Stonework Factory. I don't know, we'll see. But we could totally at least just get one for silicon going if we wanted to go the nuclear craft route. The other options for silicon would be smelting nether quartz, which, you know, we have some nether quartz, but not like a huge amount. Ender IO silicon doesn't have a recipe, it looks like, and then applied energistic silicon is just smelting of any of the powder types, right? So that might work out. We'll see. We'll see. So for now, I think I'll do the nuclear craft silicon, just because, you know, sand and unlimited resources and all that fun stuff, right? And then we're going to want a pure Certus, we're going to want a diamond, and we're going to want a gold handy for this, right? So for this guy, it's going to be silicon plus pure Certus equals this pattern. For diamond, it's going to be silicon and diamond. And then for gold, it's going to be you and you. Cool. So that's step one of the combination of stuff, right? So these guys all go in here, and now we should have no problem requesting an engineering processor, for example, right? Not an app, sorry. I think it's shift. Nope, it's middle click, right? Yeah. I always forget the hotkeys between. Hey, look, it's working. See? Look, diamond's processing, silicon's processing, and we got a single redstone over there. And it's just going to chill until those two things show up, and then boom, and then it'll dump out into the system, and we're done. So that's a really simple. Nice. We have 10 now. Cool. And if we wanted, you know, let's get like 10 more of these, right? So that shouldn't be too bad. So in a few minutes, we should have 20-ish, right? And if we wanted 2 more of these, oh, that's right, we have crafting processors. We only have 1 of these for the moment. It's all right, the foundations are all there. It's all good. Oops. You can let me tick accelerate non-tile entities? That's funny. Today I learned. What's up, zombies? Craft in here. I don't need your noise. Okay. And we can see the logic processors showing up in the system. So that means everything's cool. I'm down with that. Beautiful. And there's no backstuffing going on here, right? Shouldn't be. Oh, you guys are out of power. Oh, I never powered you? Right, that makes sense. These guys like power, don't they? See, this is why you test things. This is why you test. You never know. You never know what dire derps might occur. All right, so the other thing I'd like to automate in this line, if I may, is the crystal growth accelerator. And we don't need the energy acceptor anymore, but we should be able to toss this guy right up in here as well. Now he accepts the following items. He accepts just seeds. He's also going to accept charge Certus and redstone and nether quartz. So none of those things should be conflicting. Oh no, because you get the redstone, don't you? Yeah, so I think we should have another interface for this. That seems smarter to me. So rather than just being all shenanigans, let's just do another interface. Does that sound smart? I think that sounds smart. So what I'm going to do is just pop up another interface on here. Boop. For you. And you're going to get all the crafting recipes. Because to make Flux crystals, you need redstone. So if we popped it into this chest, it wouldn't know if the redstone was destined for you or you. So just throwing another interface into there is probably your easiest solution, right? And then what we'll do is just have an item duct that's not connected to you at all, and you'll just extract and insert, and then boom. That should be cool, right? So your patterns are going to be all the crystals, right? So we're going to want to do Flux crystals are... do we have Flux crystals? How many do we get per... It's 2, right? 2 Flux crystals. There you go. And that is 2 redstone, 2 charged, and 2 quartz, right? So that would be you... Or no, 1 of each. My bad. 1, 1, and 1 equals 2. Darren needs another cup of coffee today, I think. Clearly my brain ain't all there. So then you are... Where'd the pattern go? There it is. Because we don't need that energy acceptor, so I just put it away, right? So now I middle click Flux, I hit next and start, and now if we look, we should have 6 Flux now. Perfect. It's super quick to make because the Flux crystals don't have to actually wait to grow. They just combine and done. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so that's the foundations of some applied energistics-y stuff, right? Actually, let's do some wall coverings. Ow. Left a hole in my floor. Build to me? Ah, I was on service mode. Nice. Okay. That works, right? So that's like your foundation for automation. There's a couple things else that we're going to want to put in here for the like we want pure Flux and pure Certus crystals. I don't know if we'll do pure nether quartz, but we might. I don't know. We'll see. I'll decide what I feel like doing. Oh. But over here, I want some thermal machines, I think. So let's go get some energy conduits. I haven't entirely decided how everything's going to work in terms... I think we're going to use a majority of Ender IO cables, because I really like them. Ender IOs are, like, really good. It's been a while since we played with them, too. I think the last few series, we had a lot of thermal going on. So, just in the interest of spicing things up, right? We're going to want to put some machines down there, but I still want to have some manual machines up here, right? So we're going to do a combination. There's going to be some manual stuff up here to run when we want to, but we're also going to have some manual things down there. However, some things like the energetic infuser, I don't see how much I'm going to need that manually, right? Like in theory, I should never really need to do that manually. Like some of these other ones, yeah, it'll be nice to have manuals. I don't think we need the charger anymore, if I'm being honest, because that's going to run through my energetic infuser. So let's clean that up and get that out of here so that we don't need him anymore. Good deal? Yeah, I think that's a smart move. So put that away along with this guy. So we're going to move him to the basement, the energetic infuser. And for now, we can just pop a placeholder there. Sound good? I wouldn't mind a flux point. Hey, look at you, input. Yeah, what's with your 1RF thing? You only have 1RF of storage, is that true? Maybe I should create one of those. You know what might be cool? I don't know what it is. Is it you getting recharged? I don't know. Oh, you know what? It's the thing over there. The thing in that direction. Yeah, I know what that is. It's the sheep farm guy. All right, so let's do this. Let's automate a little bit of crafting here for a minute, right? So if I wanted to just like get the basics of thermal machines going on, right? I wouldn't mind you being known, which means also knowing how to make you. Okay. In addition, you're a common guy as our copper. And what else? I should probably know how to make pistons. That's a pretty common one. And I wouldn't mind an interface terminal. Now might be a good time to get that covered. Can we get that added? Because we already have our pattern terminal, right? So let's get one of you. Good, I can... Why did I only get one of those? That was a weird thing to happen. I don't know why that happened, but it did. Okie dokie, Smokey. But an interface terminal will allow me to access all the interfaces on the network, in theory. So there's your crystal growth chamber, there's some molecular assemblers, right? Sweet. If I shift-click you in there, does that not work? Okay. So let's just get these guys added. Right, so let's think about what we want to put down there. Definitely a furnace, definitely a pulverizer. probably an induction smelter, and probably the magma crucible and fluid transposer. But let's just start with these 3 for now, and then we'll see. And we might need some Ender IO machines at some point, but for now, just the 3, right? And do we have a facade type dude? Love it. How great is that? All right, so now let's do thermal. We're going to want 3 machine frames. And we're going to want 3 reception coils. You know what else I wouldn't mind doing is a kit. But let's teach the kit after we get the induction smelter down there. Smart idea? Totally. All right. So with that said, I wouldn't mind, like I said, a furnace. Needs a couple bricks. We have clay, right? Oh, yeah. That's what's up. Nightmares of Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles, where it was 9 bricks. 9. Not good. All right, so that's 1. Oh, that's right, we want some copper gears. Why do you keep flipping? If I put you on JEI synchronized standard keep, would that be a terrible idea? I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's a bad idea, but sometimes it's not. That's kind of better. Kind of better. Right? And then that's a sawmill. That's not an induction furnace. Induction smelter needs one of you. Hooray. All right. So now let's go get the automation steps ready for these guys. So what I'm thinking is we'll probably have along the floor here. So let's leave the corner clear. So we'll have along the floor interfaces, right? And then we'll have the furnace, the pulverizer, the induction smelter, and let's get this guy set up as well while we're here, right? Now, the only downside, one of the downsides to applied versus refined storage, right, is that refined storage is really good when you wind up with more than 9, because you can kind of stack your crafters in refined storage, and applied energistics you can't. So we'll have to deal with that at some point. Usually I do something like feeding it into a chest and have multiple interfaces around the chest. That usually looks ugly, but, you know, it's all good. So all you guys are just going to be this, right? Blue and orange on the bottom, but you're not going to be set to auto import, right? So what'll happen is the interface will insert the item in the bottom. When it's done smelting, it'll auto eject it into the bottom, into the interface, which is donezo, and that's cool, right? And then you guys can get some of this stuff. And what I'm going to do is get a flux point. And what I wouldn't mind is teaching you how to make flux points, because I'm going to use them a lot, right? So that would be that. That would be that. And that would be that. I do kind of like the JEI standard search keep thing, because you only have to clear it once every now and then. That's kind of cool. I like that. Hey, look, a flux point. Oh, that's so good when you get to automation of things. So why don't I just pop... Oh, that's right. I keep... It's not the end of the world. It's just Dyer being derpy. And getting annoyed at himself for being derpy. There you go. So you would be Daryl 20's network. And that means you guys start powering up. And that looks pretty good, right? So now we could come over here and create a pattern for charge Certus, right? So processing mode charge Certus. And then we can pop you into the... Oh, that's right, I didn't connect the cabling yet. Let's do that real fast. So we said that this side of the room would come off of here. So we're going to want an anchor for this. And, you know, like I said, to-do list includes things like wireless, flight, you know, that kind of stuff. So what we'll probably want is to stick an anchor on this dude so that we can do some dense cabling. Now, technically, this is not the right way to set up this cabling, but I'm low on dense at the moment, so we're going to do this the cheap way, which is not the correct way. but that'll get us going, right? Realistically, what I should probably do is run the dents up to this point and then split off into 2 lines of non-dents. But, you know. It's all good. For now, we're good. We'll improve things as we get more automated, right? And that's what it comes down to. So the energetic infuser is here. And now if I ask for a charged, right, and hit next on you, we should get an 11th charged crystal. And that means it's working. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome possum. All right, now if I want quartz glass, right, we should have more crushed quartz. So we want you to know how to do crushed quartz, okay? So I should teach you a pattern that is a pulverizer recipe, okay? And that goes into the pulverizer. Sweet. Now, if I want more patterns, which needs more crushed quartz, it's going to craft those. And if we pop downstairs, we should see our pulverizer running. Sweet. Not only is it running, but it's auto-outputting to the bottom, so we've got, you know, a good time going on. I like that. Ta-da! And if we're impatient, we can always do that. Sweet. Now, I wouldn't mind also teaching you. So how's our pass? Yeah, we're getting there. Cool. So he's got his charged Certus. He's doing all the things. Pretty spiffy. What do you use charged Certus for in a blank pattern recipe? It's actually a good question. What do you use for a blank pattern? It should be a pure Certus, shouldn't it? Yeah, let's get you to a pure Certus state. So let's replace this pattern with pure Certus. That's probably the better way to go, right? So now patterns need pure Certus. Cool. Looking good. And then also going forward, we should probably teach you how to make pure Certus, right? So let's do that. Let's say that this recipe here, that recipe's fine. We'll just remove this bit, and then that becomes that. Okay, and this thing is going to be this, and this thing is going to be just a regular Certus quartz crystal. Okay, so the Certus quartz goes into a pulverizer to turn into that. The seed is made in this recipe, and then this guy is made in the crystal growth chamber. Cool. So now if I said give me a pure Certus, we should have no problem making that, except that we're missing sand. So a little bit of a problem making that. To do Cobbleworks. See how that works? Pretty cool. Except that there's no crafting CPUs available because we haven't quite gotten there yet. But no, we're cool. I'm good. Making progress. Sweet. And you're just doing a few more crushed quartz to make the last of the quartz glass for the last couple patterns. Not bad. All right, let's get kits going to make things faster, right? So what I wouldn't mind doing here is something like, let's teach you guys. So you and you totally need to be taught. You, do we have hardened? We don't have any more hardened glass? Did we use all of it? Okay, that's fine. Let's teach you this bit. So we'll do this. That's right, you don't have the hardened. Let's get some hardened copper glass real quick. Do we have obsidian dust? We do. Do we have lead? We should. This is why we want manual going on every now and then. Isn't it lead? Or is it lead dust? Might be lead dust in this pack. In other packs, you can do it with the lead ingot. There we go. So yeah, I want to teach you to use this kind of hardened glass for your patterns, right? Cool. And then for this guy, right, you need to know how to make this stuff. So that would be you. And then you are a pulverizer recipe of this. Okay. And then pulverized lead is a pulverized recipe of just lead. Cool. So let's get these guys added. And then this is going to be your induction smelter recipe. Nice. Okay. Then finally, in addition to that, we put all our kits in, right? We should probably learn induction smelter recipes for Invar. Electrum. I want to use the ingots if I can. Thank you. And probably bronze as well. See why I added that mod? It's 100% worth it. Sweet. And then you're all induction smelter recipes. So now I should have no problem asking for 3 of you. And that is cool beans. Right? So you're making the bronze ingots. Right? I should also probably say how to make augments. Not that they're particularly hard to make, but look at all the automation we're knocking out today. That is cool. I like it. All right, I'm going to craft up the 2 types of kits. I want to get Electrum kits on there too, so that we have faster machines down there, so we're not waiting for auto crafting, obviously. We'll probably get them up to like the Enderium tier eventually, but that's going to require a Magma Crucible and a bunch of other steps, so I want to hold off on that, but that is awesome. So let's get like 6 of you. Seems reasonable. It's actually a lot of gold, to be fair. How am I on gold? Probably not as good as I want to be. Not great. 60 ingots. It's alright. We'll be fine. Okay, and then 3 of these dudes, which is also going to use a little bit of gold. Maybe. I think we already had Electrum made. Yeah, we did. So we're cool. So now you're just pulverizing obsidian. Sweet. Which we could go speed up a little bit. Right, because the obsidian pulverization is like super slow. Lock successfully upgraded. And if we really wanted to, we could come down and do this. There you go. Now you're even running faster. So you're making your obsidian. Now you're pulverizing your lead. As you pulverize the lead, you're combining to make the hardened glass. And that is awesome. I'd love to get a wireless crafting terminal if I could. You think that's attainable at this stage? Just so I don't have to run back up here as I'm doing stuff down in the basement. It seems like it should be attainable, right? I don't see why not. Nice. How cool is that? I like it a lot. All right, let's come back in a minute. All right, yeah, so unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be doing the old wireless thing this episode, because this episode's pretty much wrapped up. I'm surprised. I was having so much fun automating all the things that was like suddenly wrapping up point. But that's cool, right? Simple, straightforward automations will make my life easier going forward. So let's look to next episode to maybe get wireless going, and then decide what our next paths are. Do we want to jump into magic mods? Like, Thaumcraft might be a cool one to start at this point. I don't know. Maybe. Like, that would be cool. I also have some submissions from you guys to go through in terms of base designs and stuff, right? Like, my basic, simple, straightforward base here works, you know, but I might take on some of the ones that you guys sent me. But specifically, if you want to give me, like, Thaumcraft buildings and blood magic buildings and astral buildings and maybe even a nuclear reactor building, like types of buildings that I'll need in the future. Kind of like I did in my Enigmatica series, like an astral structure, right? Basically just stuff that I could potentially need in the future with regards to like a building designing concept, right? And I might even reuse some of them because the ones we got in Enigmatica were really good. But we'll see. If you guys submit some, maybe I'll take that and use that. So that would be cool. So feel free to send paste bins in for future building types. I don't know if we'll do Thaumcraft next or what. It's been a while since I've done Thaumcraft, so I feel like that might be cool to dive into. And start doing, you know, all the Thaumcrafty stuffs. I don't know. We'll figure it out. For now, Devil20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time working on more stuffs and things. For now, just take it easy.